you guys. Hey, you guys. We are here again on yet another Sunday for Sunday Funday School number 5. Because Scott is over here not understanding the Bible. He didn't grow up on it. He don't know what's going on. He knows like very generic, very basic information, and we just can't have that. We can't have that. That's crazy. And I would like to start Sunday Funday School off by telling you guys Scott got upgraded. Okay, Scott's on a whole new level now. Scott is now our tambourine player, period. Scott, did you want to give him a little taste of it? Okay, there you go. Oh, thank you. Oh, we don't want to give y'all too much because we got to get into the good book, baby. We got to get into the good book. Okay, Scott, do you want to talk anything about what, we've, talked about previous Sunday Funday schools? Are you okay with everything? Like, how are you feeling?
I'm ready for the next lesson.
Okay. Hope y'all are too. What you got?
Chills out a little bit.
We haven't got to the New Testament yet. I'll let you know when we cross that threshold. What God needs is a son. What God needs is a son to come down to earth and kind of square this thing off. So before that, he gotta lay down the law because these people are not following the vision here. They're just kind of doing random stuff around here. So that's what we got going on. Jesus comes and it changed. Like we move on.
Let's see.
Not yet though.
Let's get it.
Huh?
Needs to release his little swimmers.
That's not how Jesus comes though.
No.
It's immaculate conception. Mary was a virgin. But
you could have some frustrations.
Scott, if you keep it up, we're gonna demote you back to not tambourine player.
All right. Well, I don't want that.
Act like it then. Okay. Oh, and before we start. Scott had a question about something that we saw on YouTube. Now we didn't start looking at YouTube, and that's a damn shame. And see, that's the devil. And this is why we got to do Sunday Funday School. Now, Scott was asking me about the Liver King. Because I guess some foolishness went down. And I had never heard of this man before, so we dug a little deep into it. And I don't know if God likes this or not. But the Liver King had some stuff going on over there. And I was like, honey, I had never heard of some of these things. Like, do y'all know that this man was talking about butthole sunning? I was like, okay, baby, I guess God don't make no mistakes. If you over there sunning your butthole, I guess God don't make no mistakes. So, it don't say don't sun your butthole. We ain't got to the 10 commandments yet, but none of them, it don't say that. So I guess he doing it right. He said his ancestors told him to do it, so he was sunning his butthole. Did you want to ask any more questions about it? Scott was asking about it, and I was like, we'll talk about it at Sunday Funday School.
I'm good.
Okay. He was over there doing the most. Period. Now let's get to this. Today's chapter is love and hatred in a family. That sounds like my family. At the age of 17, Joseph found himself in an odd position. Were they telling you to work late, sir? And your child labor laws were telling you no? What was your position? He was the most loved person in his family and the most hated. Ooh. Oh, that's them real problems, baby. I had the same problem too. His father, Jacob, adored him. Joseph's brothers hated him just because their father loved him best. Oh, they jealous. Jacob's love for Joseph showed in his eyes, in the way they shone when he saw Joseph. Jacob's voice was always very tender when he spoke to Joseph. The final proof of Joseph's love was a special coat he had made for Joseph, a coat of many colors. Have you ever heard of the play or seen the play, Joseph and the Technicolor Coat?
No.
You never heard of it either?
No.
Because this is where it comes from, baby. Right here. Period. Do you even know this story, Scott?
No.
I'm gonna tell y'all my life lesson that I learned from Joseph, and we gonna get there. We gonna get to the life lesson because there are lessons learned in it. Like this story is the bomb.com or mill gov and edu, and I'm gonna tell y'all what it is because I want people to do more of it. But we gonna get there. Scott, you gonna learn today, not just tambourine playing. You gonna learn.
All right.
Yeah. Joseph's brothers did not receive coats like it. Joseph himself increased his brother's jealousy. He had dreams, which he told his family. In one dream, all Jacob's sons had been tying up long stalks of wheat. These bundles, called themselves sheaves, were lying in a field waiting to be picked up and stored in the barn. I dreamed last night, said Joseph to his brothers. Joseph got to learn to keep his mouth shut. But that ain't what happened. And we wouldn't have got our lessons learned if we hadn't. So, okay, Joseph, keep talking and get yourself right on in trouble with them brothers who don't like you because they jealous. Anyway, I dreamed last night, Joseph said to his brothers, that my sheep suddenly stood straight up. And then all your sheaves made a circle around mine and bowed to mine. Sir, that is not... You are not going to tell some people that are jealous of you that they stuff is worshiping you. It ain't going to go well, sir. It's just not going to go well. What you think, Scott?
No.
But let's see here. The older boys understood this dream to mean that one day they would bow to Joseph as someone greater to themselves. Yeah, you should have kept that one to yourself, sir. This idea made them furious. In another dream, Joseph saw the sun, the moon, and the stars bowing to him. You told him that one too, Joseph? You're not too bright, darling. This even irritated his loving father a little. Right. Like, sir, you doing a lot for a little bit. Jacob said, did you think your mother and I will be in your power? This is who you meant by the sun and the moon, didn't you? Of course, Joseph's brothers got angry again that he dreamed of them as stars bowing to him. Now, the day came that changed Joseph's life. His brothers had gone for a while with the family's large herd of goats grazing them wherever the feeding was good. Sorry, that was a weird sentence, but we pushed through. Nevertheless, we persisted. Thank you, Jesus. Jacob said to Joseph, find your brothers and bring me back a report of the health of the herd. Joseph left immediately. Finally, he saw his family's herd in the distance. His brothers also saw Joseph coming towards them, and their anger stirred again. Sir, it's a misunderstanding on sight, sir. When they see you, it's an automatic misunderstanding. That's how pissed off you got these people at you, sir. And this is why you shouldn't have been telling them your dreams. What Stevie Nicks say in what's the Fleetwood Mac song? I think it's called Dreams. I had the vision. I kept the vision to myself. She said, I have the crystal vision. I keep my vision to myself. Sir, you should have kept this to yourself, like Stevie Nicks had said that time on that album, on that song that I love. Okay, but anyway, it's hot, y'all. They decided to unalive Joseph out here in the fields far from home. But one of the brothers, Reuben, did not hate Joseph enough to unalive him. He said, no, my brothers, we do not want this blood on our hands. We only want him out of our family. Therefore, let us put him down a dark hole and leave him there, which is kind of unaliving, but slower. But okay, he got a plan, baby. He got a plan. After a raging argument, the brothers voted that Reuben was right. The hole would be best. The rest would be the same for them, or the result would be the same for them, but they would not have to actually unalive their brother. Reuben was glad to hear this decision because he planned to come back alone later and rescue Joseph from the hole. Okay, he the good one. He like, I don't like him. And this fool over here saying we gonna bow to him, and the moon and the sun and the sheaves gonna bow to him. But baby, we ain't gotta do all that. It ain't that bad. Anyway, when Joseph reached his brothers, all their plans were made. They had found a hole. They tore off the colorful coat that their father had given to Joseph. They dumped Joseph into the hole. Pleased with themselves, they sat down and ate. They said, girl, we're going to sit here and have a sandwich, talk about how you in the hole. We're not going to care. Okay, we're going to leave you right there. How's that for bowing? Who bowing to who now? That's what they were thinking by their actions. As the brothers ate, they enjoyed watching the travelers on the road near them. Most people on the road were traders, with lines of helpers and camels heading for Egypt. Some of the helpers were slaves. One of the brothers suddenly said, we can do better with Joseph. As Reuben reminded us, we are all the same flesh. So let us not be responsible for harming him, even indirectly. After all, he may starve there, or a wild animal may attack him. Instead, we will sell him, which is still indirectly contributing, but whatever. We just gonna be in cognitive dissonance with ourselves and the truth. There were shouts of approval at this brilliant idea. A trader would pay a big sum for a strong slave like Joseph. And they would all be innocent of causing Joseph unaliving. Reuben was sent at once to get Joseph from the hole. But Reuben ran back to them, white-faced, eyes big. He's gone. The hole is empty. Bitter at having cheated themselves of a profit, the brothers did not know what had happened. Then they overheard a trader boast to some others who had stopped to eat. Today I am a lucky man, said the trader. I found a healthy boy in a hole not far from here. Y'all fools didn't even get the money, child. Some man just found him like $1 in the street and just picked him up and kept it moving. Why did your brother speak the language, right? He didn't tell him like, my brother just threw me in this hole. Instead, that man picked him up like a lost pet and just threw him on a camel and just kept going. Okay, I guess that's what we were doing at this time. You know, hey, we're accepting a lot, Scott. Think about what we're accepting here. I've accepted butthole sunning. And I got to accept that these people just grabbed this man out the hole and just ignored his whole conversation and threw him on a camel and was like, boom, we got to get to Egypt now. We got to go. Pack it up. Let's go. I found a healthy young boy in a hole not far from here. I went to a lot of trouble pulling him out, but it was worth it. I stopped a wealthy merchant with many camels and slaves who was on his way to trade in Egypt. He gave me 20 pieces of silver for this boy. Think of it. 20 pieces of silver for something I just happened to find. He didn't even call him a human. He's like, just something I found in a hole. Yeah, it was telling me my daddy name is over there and he would give me money, but I wanted that. Baby. Is that what they were doing back then? Jesus. What if you fell on the ground? They'd be like, I picked something up off the ground. It was time for Joseph's brothers to return home with their goats, and without Joseph or 20 pieces of silver. They still upset about that 20 pieces of silver. Y'all ain't shit. Joseph's brothers ain't shit, okay? FYI, Scott, had you ever heard of this story where the brothers were just doing all this?
No.
Maybe you should have went and saw Joseph in the Technicolor coat.
I guess I should have.
They worried about explaining Joseph's absence to their father. Then one of them remembered Joseph's coat of many colors and told the others he had an idea. Here go them ideas again. Here we go. Again, Reuben was sent on an errand. If I was Reuben, I would tell them, I'm not doing nothing. I don't care. To hell with your idea. I wouldn't want no more ideas. I'm not helping with no ideas. I'm just going home. Y'all can figure out what y'all gonna do. Why is Reuben always running back and forth and doing all this stuff? He the good one. This is crazy. He found Joseph's coat that they had torn off of him. When Reuben returned with the coat, the other brothers unalived a young goat. They tore the coat more and dipped it in the blood of the unalive goat. When the brothers reached home, they gave Joseph's bloody torn coat to Jacob. This is my Joseph's coat, gasped Jacob. What has happened to him? With solemn faces, his sons told him Joseph had been unalived by a wild animal. Jacob cried and cried for Joseph, and no one could comfort him. They should feel ashamed. Jacob said, I will mourn my son Joseph for all my life. All my life. That's the end of that.
That's the end
of that story. Should we do one more? Then I can tell you my thing, or should we wait? Because we're like 16 minutes in this. Y'all want it short or long? Huh? Long or short? Because this next one gonna be long.
No.
Yeah. But it's juicy.
Oh.
Yeah. But we got to do Sherlock. Ah. Yeah. Let's say you, Scott. Scott is not good at making decisions. I just want y'all to know.
Well, I mean, I guess you got to get to Sherlock.
Okay, Scott, ready for it to end. So, and he's the student. So, we're going to end there. When I come back, y'all remind me to let y'all, Scott, are you going to remind me to tell you like my lesson learned from Joseph?
Sure.
Being picked up like a $5 bill from a hole.
Yeah, I can tell us your lesson learned today.
No, because it correlates with the story. We got to not. It don't correlate with him being picked up. It correlate with him on the other side of slavery.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm. So if I spoil it now, then I won't be able to do it next week, and it ain't gonna make sense.
All right, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm. Scott is not. He's in my head, but he's not in my head. Okay, so with that, because we got to do Sherlock, I promise Sherlock, and I'm gonna do Sherlock today. With that, I'm gonna bid you guys adieu. Thank you guys for stopping by for Sunday Funday School. We'll do it next week. And next week, I'll give you my lesson learned that you really can apply to life. Like the Bible really does, correlate with life sometimes. So I'll talk about that next week. And yeah. I might pick something up on YouTube this guy has a question about. So with that, from wherever we are to wherever you are, peace and love and happiness. And we'll see you later. Bye.